Hello, everyone. Welcome to Cyber Resilience 2025, Week 21. Our theme today is Strategic Resilience, Fortifying the Future Through Integration, Intelligence, and Investment. I'm Dr. Rhonda Farrell, the founder of CSTGIA, and today we're exploring how forward-leaning organizations can embed resilience into the core of their cybersecurity strategy by integrating smarter architectures, leveraging intelligence-driven decision-making, and prioritizing strategic investments that future-proof operations in 2025 and beyond. We want to help cybersecurity and business leaders, entrepreneurs, solopreneurs, communities, nonprofits, academic organizations shift from reactive defense to proactive resilience by embedding strategic, intelligence-driven, and investment-aligned approaches into their cybersecurity frameworks. We want to ensure that organizations not only survive disruption, but emerge stronger. Our session overview for today is that cyber resilience isn't just about recovering from attacks. It's about anticipating, adapting, and evolving faster than the threats. In this week's session, we turn our focus to strategic cyber resilience, where operations, technology, and leadership align to protect what matters most. The world has changed, and so must our approach to cybersecurity. Resilience in 2025 isn't just about firewalls, patches, and playbooks. It's about foresight, adaptability, and a deep understanding of how our business, not just your network, survives adversity. This week, we focus on 4 pillars of strategic resilience: redefining the cybersecurity mindset, leveraging threat intelligence for operational foresight, hardening your ecosystem architecture, and making resilience a leadership and budget priority. Whether it's ransomware targeting infrastructure, AI-powered disinformation, or increasingly complex third-party ecosystems, today's cyber challenges demand more than defense, they demand direction. This session equips CISOs, tech leaders, public-private sector teams, again, academia, etc., with frameworks to help you embed resilience across all of your organizational layers, from frontline devices to boardroom decisions. You're going to walk away with actionable tools to protect what matters before a breach, breakdown, or blackout forces your hands. So the first of our key topics today is from reactive to resilient, the shift in cyber strategy, because you cannot firewall your way to resilience. So first, let's start with mindset. For years, cybersecurity focused heavily on defense. Build the walls higher, the passwords longer, the antivirus stronger. But in today's environment, that is simply no longer enough. Advanced persistent threats, insider risks, ransomware as a service, and even geopolitical disruptions make it clear breaches are inevitable, but downtime doesn't have to be. So traditional cybersecurity focuses on protection. Resilience focuses on continuity and capacity to recover. So we want to explore how modern threat actors bypass hardened perimeters and why resilience must be systemic, not just technical. So again, going back to our roots, defense in depth across people, process, and technology helps us get where we're going with regard to cyber resiliency. And we need to understand how resiliency focuses on continuity of operations, the ability to absorb, adapt, and recover. We can use the NIST Cybersecurity Framework 2.0. We can use NIST 853 Rev 5 for security and privacy controls with the overlays to understand what are all of our different options that we're looking at with regard to potential for driving our resiliency levels higher and higher, because they have an emphasis on governance, adaptive risk, and enterprise alignment, and they will help you elevate your resilience planning from IT only to enterprise-wide readiness. So imagine that you had a ransomware attack today. Could your organization continue to operate tomorrow? If not, let's reframe your security posture. Additionally, if you would consider a key action, we'd recommend conducting a cyber resiliency audit. What would or could your recovery look like if it hit today? That will lead us next to intelligence-led defense, making smarter, faster decisions. Because data is the new perimeter, but intelligence is the new defense. Threat intelligence is no longer optional, it's essential. But many organizations collect data without transforming it into any insights that are able to be operationalized to help remediate risk and harden their security postures. So it's not just about how much data you have, it's about what you do with it. Threat intelligence has matured. Today, leading organizations don't just consume feeds, they synthesize, analyze, and operationalize that intelligence into proactive strategies. We'll examine how to integrate threat intel into incident response playbooks, use AI and ML to enrich signals and identify anomalies, and align cyber insights with business KPIs like customer impact or supply chain risk. So, in our playbook, we need to learn how to launch an executive cyber brief where you turn the technical insights that your team has into boardroom ready strategy that gets attention, resources, and support. Your adversaries are fast, connected, and evolving. And if your intel doesn't drive decisions at the speed of threat, your resilience is already at risk. So we want to explore how to best operationalize threat intelligence to predict and prevent disruptions. We want to ensure that we're integrating SIMs, playbooks, and board-level dashboards, again, such that we're capturing cyber threat intel from our many different threat intelligence sharing networks, that we're using AI and automation in threat detection, and that we're connecting our cyber risk with our larger governance programs with our business KPIs. So our challenge here is to start an executive threat brief so that you can help turn signals into strategy. We then move to resilience by design, securing complex ecosystems, because your ecosystem is only as strong as your weakest vendor. In 2025, the perimeter is extremely porous. You've got SaaS vendors, cloud providers, IoT devices, AI implemented all over the place, and supply chain partners all operating within your risk sphere. So how do you even build resilience into your frameworks with all this heightened complexity? And so we need to take it step by step, just like we do everything else where we're undergoing a change effort and moving to mature our enterprises. So the first is that we need to examine zero trust architecture technologies that verify everything and trust nothing. We then need to ensure that we're harnessing secure by design principles, shifting left in security. So that's really about building security in from our requirements to our concept, to our design, development, implementations, testing, and assurance, and out into the field, and especially in our maintenance and operations aspects. Then we need to look at vendor resilience reviews, not just questionnaires, but simulated failure testing of our vendors. So we want to, again, help organizations build resilience-first architectures that reduce downtime, increase visibility, and protect brand trust when partners potentially falter. So we don't just want to vet vendors, we want to resilience test them. Ask not only what's your SLA, but what happens when your SLA breaks. We then move to investing in resilience across people, policy, and priority, because resilience is a strategy, not a spend line. Cyber resilience is often seen just as a cost, but again, in our new mindset, we need to reframe it as competitive advantage. Organizations that invest wisely in people, policy, and strategic continuity rebound faster, lose less, and often gain market share in disruption. Cyber resilience isn't just a tech issue, it's a leadership imperative. This section focuses on how to prioritize budget, people, and policy to ensure long-term protection. So we need to look at how do we upskill our teams for incident response and crisis comms? How do we integrate resilience into digital transformation plans? And how do we use cyber insurance as part of a broader risk strategy? So we need to talk about and discuss within your organizations, what is the training for cross-functional resilience roles, especially in crisis communications, legal, HR, and risk, as well as your engineering and operations aspects of your company. We need to build cybersecurity into our digital transformation projects, not bolt it on at the end. Again, build security in from the concepts to the requirements, all the way through post-build released operations and maintenance and auditing. And then we need to leverage cyber insurance strategically, not as a crutch, but as a signal of maturity. So we could challenge you this week to create a cyber resilience business case template or artifact so that you can advocate for critical investments that prevent costly recoveries later. Because executives don't care about the threat surface, they care about revenue, reputation, and recovery. We need to learn to speak their language to better frame our asks. So our key action is to create a business case for a resilience initiative tied to mission continuity. Brief that up your executive chains to see what kind of funding you can get. Again, if you look at it from a value perspective, you should be able to quantify and qualify how much you can save versus the spend that you're asking for across people, process, and technologies. So our takeaways for today is the harnessing and use of a cyber resilience audit checklist, a creation of an executive threat intelligence brief to better tell the cybersecurity journey story, a vendor risk resilience scorecard that helps you identify where you need to focus the majority of your efforts on vendor-wise, who's the biggest problem child in your vendor relationships and who's got it covered down on, and can you convene them together to share best practices, which takes you out of the loop with regard to some of the remediation actions. And then we need you to move to zero trust and resilience integration. You can create a quick start guide, or if you don't have one, Google it or ask AI to create one for you and your organization, no matter what your organization's cybersecurity and privacy maturation level are. So we ask you, what is one area of your operation that would cause the most damage if it went down for 48 hours? Do you have a plan to restore it? And what's your plan to prevent the outage altogether? So again, this is Dr. Rhonda Farrell bringing you Cyber Resilience 2025, Week 21. Strategic Resilience, Fortifying the Future Through Integration, Intelligence, and Investment. You can catch this recording on our YouTube channel or reach out to us at founder@cstgia.org. Share your challenges and or your wins and or hashtag cyber resiliency 2025.